It's 4:20 in the Mile High City. Grab your buds. It's time for Pot Talk. Pot Talk. It's where we talk about pot. Pot Talk. It's where we talk about pot. Pot Talk. Talk about pot.
Dude.
There it is.
It's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Return of Pot Talk. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah.
Back by popular demand.
By popular demand.
By popular demand. What's going on, man? Chad, Budtender starts here. Got CT chilling in the booth, best producer in the state. And, of course, we got the return of Grampa Boots.
What's up, Chad? Thanks
What's up,
for
my brother?
Well, it's awesome to be back as the co-host this season. We got a lot of cool new stuff. It's
Brethren around, dude.
Around.
These guys were encouraging me like a month ago. You guys hated not being around talking about pot because then you only have me to talk to about pot.
Well, but Chad is like a really knowledgeable person when it comes to pot. So to have only Chad to talk about pot with is at least a very nice person to talk about pot with.
We got to try to educate. We got to try to entertain. You know what? We're here in the hub of Denver where a lot of this shit started. We're not the cool kids anymore. Did you guys know this year that we're not the cool kids anymore?
When were we the cool kids?
We were the cool kids when we went rec in 2014, but now that
Colorado.
Vegas
I thought you were talking about us. I was like, dude, we were cool.
Well, we've always been cool because we're all original from
CT's
we're all natives.
Cool. CT's cool. We'll get Chris.
I'm cool. I'm hanging out with Sly and Michael in here.
Yeah, say what's up. We got some awesome guys in the booth learning about production. Really great to have you guys here.
We got Kelson on the camera. Holding it down.
Kelson's here.
We got Liz.
We got
chilling.
Liz too. Liz is helping out.
Dude, the whole fam's back, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
missed you guys.
We took a hiatus though. It was worth it. It was nice. It was good.
There's been a lot of shit that's gone on in how long is it? 2 months, right?
Yeah,
17th of December was our last transmission.
See, he's been missing us ever since the 17th of December, man.
I wouldn't call it missing.
Whatever.
We still see each other many times.
If you guys didn't see what CT's been working on, that little teaser as we were coming in, Hold Me Hostage, pretty disgusting.
Chris is one of the most talented compositional metal musicians that like ever has existed. So this new record, if you guys don't know his music, it's really going to blow your mind, and there's like undertones in it that are magic. So I'm really proud of him. He's rad.
That's right. Smooch my asshole.
Dude, it's just honest, man. That's
Thanks,
the truth.
Yeah. While we talk about you never put the camera on you, so that's always a good thing to do.
And where do you see the video for The Shit Hits the Fan that we've been working on?
Sickness.
It's been so fun, and that's all we're going to say about it. But I'm sure that Chris will let us drop some hints on it from time to time on the show. So.
Things going crazy here at World Viral. Want to thank some of our sponsors, including our new sponsor, Weed Wipes. You guys are going to see a little bit of content a little bit later. We hope you like. We've been busy.
We've been super busy, and a lot of wheels are turning. I think where we're going is really cool. And when we started just spitballing on this a couple of years ago about making it a full-time show, it's a privilege to bring some more produced content this season and to have some return guests, but also bring in some new guests and really focus on normalizing cannabis use.
Thanks to Weed Wipes, thanks to our sponsor, Colorado Harvest Company, of course. Always got to give them some love. Always got some good things going on. If you haven't been over there lately, they just went to deli-style weighing, which is cool. You get a chance to see your buds getting weighed out, so you get bigger buds and stuff. That's always fun.
Yeah, man. Pretty interesting news going on, too, right?
I think that this might be the season where I have to call all these guys to come in here on an immediate need, because I think during the season, cannabis might be legalized in America.
Potstradamus Chad over here just going ahead and making the call. The season ends May 8th, so before May 8th.
Canada legalizes across the country on July 1st in the summer, and I don't know how you cannot support it. It's been in the news a lot trying to just legalize it or reclassify it or declassify it or whatever, and we'll talk throughout the show about some of the developments that have gone on while we've been away. But
hey, there's I was looking for that.
Did you finally find your sound?
You needed it too. It worked.
It was less cheery.
They just had the case. The case with Sessions.
Yep.
And it was basically turned down on an administrative technicality, saying that people have attempted to go through the administrative avenues in order to get marijuana reclassified. And it's always takes years, and it's super complex, and they've never been successful. So this other group took it straight to the federal courts. The judge said, in his opinion, there's evidence of marijuana being
medical use. Yep, medical needs.
But he said that the group needed to take their case to the administrative avenues again. The groups,
which means going back through the DEA, which sucks because Sessions sucks because he doesn't know anything about what's going on, and he's still putting it in the same category as an opioid addiction. And Sessions has no fucking clue of what's going on. Exactly.
Sessions doesn't represent us, Chad. Sessions represents the agenda that's
he
been
represents that sect of the country, though, dude.
But Chad, that's not even true, man. He represents money. That's the case, man. This all comes down to economics.
Right.
Until the people that have control of all the stuff we use now have their hands in pot, they're not going to reclassify it, man. And Philip Morris coming out and saying that they're going to be out of the cigarette business, and
they're already getting back in the cannabis.
But what I'm saying is that why do you think they're saying that, man? They're going to replace it with cannabis. The way that the government works with these things is they take away things that are designed to give people pleasure and to integrate them with the world, man.
Right.
And so they took cannabis away from us and they made tobacco poisonous.
Right.
It's just going to flip-flop, dude, if we don't keep doing what we're doing. And that's why Sessions represents the old way. If you look at all the people in Congress that are for this, there's way more of them that are for it than are against it.
It's because the progressives are taking over.
But, dude, it's not even progressive. It's just common sense. Because logic is starting to be seen, man. This plant was part of every single civilization that existed until the 1930s. And in the 70s, when it was reclassified, it became a way for the government to privatize prisons. And that's the truth, man. And it's the way it goes.
And Lady Cannabis deserves to be put up on a pedestal.
She does.
And shine brightly upon her because she's got a lot of needs and a lot of great things to offer to the world.
It's medicine, man. It's science.
Yeah.
The endocannabinoid system exists, guys. It's a real thing. You know, we're designed to integrate with this plant. It doesn't mean that you have to use it the way I do as a sacrament. It doesn't. It means that your body's designed to activate with it. It means that it's an equalizing system. It means that CBDs and THC help our body balance.
Yep.
And they exist within us already.
Yep.
I say administrative and administrative, but
Yeah.
they're going to appeal it, and the plaintiffs are still going to use their medicine, and eventually this country will get on board.
All I'm saying that it might
Canada,
happen
man.
this season. It might. I think it's going to, dude. I think if Canada...
I think be bolder.
Yeah.
Why don't you just ask her, man?
Well, I've been praying to her. And I think with progressive movements like the social use, just now granted in Denver.
The coffee joint?
Yeah, the coffee joint.
A little bit of a bummer for those of you who are flower guys. There's not going to be a place for you to use your flower.
You got to vape.
But you can vape and you can dab. Right?
But they also make live resin pods, and they make every other thing that you would ever need to vape, regardless of what level you're on.
And then there's a bill in place that's working on getting tasting rooms for dispensaries.
See, I like that idea. I like the idea of a tasting room. I mean, back in the Wild Wild West days when there wasn't an MED around, backpacks to briefcases, you would see people, backpacks to briefcases come walking in, and they'd be like, yo, you want to buy a QP? And you'd have to, like, check it out. So you'd kind of have your own tasting room, man. It just wouldn't be visible on camera. You know what I mean?
Well, that was back in the day before it became legitimately an industry.
I think that's a good way for the consumer to be able to educate and know.
So what would be the drawbacks, though?
Public consumption, the transportation to and fro. And
listen to Chad. Chad sounds like a parent when you ask him, oh, you know, like all the parent answers.
The safety of it, that's all. The safety of it. I saw that one of the states, I want to say it was Massachusetts, had some sort of a thing where you could test the saliva to see if you had just recently smoked. And if you got dinged, then you had to go in and give blood. And I could see, I mean, it's going to have to get regulated that way one way or another. I mean, once it's in your system, you can't tell if you just smoked, besides maybe bloodshot eyes, a tad bit, some cotton mouth. I mean, I even had a dude pull me over one time and check me for cotton mouth. I mean, there's ways around all that shit. So
I think that issue is, let's say, doesn't really even exist for very much longer because the self-driving car is here, man.
That's just for pizza delivery, man.
Just wait 10 years. Like, there are numerous large metropolitan areas that are planning for 2030 to have 0 cars that are driven by
Grampa
humans.
Boots dropping knowledge, dude. CT, do you believe that shit? He's like, I'm lost already, man. Don't get me in this shit, dude. We got videos to play.
That's just CT hating. CT likes to hate on relevant shit.
Let's throw it out. Our guests, Cannapunch, are supposed to be pulling up at any moment. If they show up, if they don't, either way, love Cannapunch, and I got some fruity pucks to try out. We're also going to have a product review. We have the Weed Diary. We got SG performing, right?
Yes, we do.
Hell yeah, dude. Let's throw it to break. We'll be back.